what we do now. See, in this current design, we have two design files. In this project, that is counter project, we have two design files. One design file is this design underscore top. The other design file is this itself, this counter itself. So now the very first exercise what we do is we first simulate this one, this counter itself, because several people there, even Satish was asking one doubt to, just I'm putting forth his doubt to everyone. He asked, can parameter, this variable, is there no parameter variable? Let me zoom for the view from the zoom and wait. This one. Can this have this variable, parameter variable? Can this have two values? Two values. Was that your doubt, Satish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, guys, there, those who are holding possibly this doubt, maybe with some other also, the answer is no. Answer is no. Any parameter, like for example, in this example, we have two variables. This is one n variable, and the down is another variable. This can have only one value throughout its compilation, or throughout. It can have only one value. It cannot have two values. Now, what we are going to do, several things today we are going to do. Several things. Those several things is, first let us simulate this counter, because as I said, we have two design files. One is this design file. Let me zoom even this one with zoom here. So wait. This one. This is a design underscore top. This is one design file, and this is another design file. So let us first simulate this design file, and then let us synthesize this design, and then go to this design underscore top. Let us simulate this one. Let us synthesize this one. So let us first develop a test bench for this. So for that, what we have to do, as I said, you can click here, this where I am hovering my mouse. Here you can click. This will come. New source wizard will come. The other way is you straight here, being in this, you see design. This is one window, and you see the processes. This is a processes window. This one is another window, and you see here this is another window, and you see this portion where I am hovering my mouse. This is another window. So total 1, 2, 3, and this one 4. 4 windows we have. So in these 4 windows, this design window, putting a cursor here, if you right click this way and new source, then also you will get the same wizard. That is second way. The third way is go to project, get a new source, and you get the this what we call this one same wizard here. So likewise, you can get this wizard. So let us get this wizard again, new source. This time, as I said earlier also, don't assume from your side Verilog HDL as a shortcut VHDL. And since we are talking about test bench, don't go to this one. Don't select this one. Select this Verilog test fixture that you select. Now I am going to give here CNP underscore test 1. This is my file name. So, and I am ensuring myself here, this is checked here, tick mark is there. Then click next. Now this portion, last when we discussed about the simulation, how to do the simulation and how to develop the test bench, during that time I said here, if you have multiple design files, you will see them here. So at that time we demonstrated half adder, so you could able to see only HA module. But luckily in this example, today's example, we have design underscore top and counter another. So now my intention is not to test this design underscore top, to test counter. So I am selecting this counter. Now I am going to next. Now finish. So what happens is this tool is going to generate a template, complete template. I don't really, need to rewrite here this entire portion. Let me remove this one, and let me put only this portion. Let me zoom here. This one. That is your wait. So here you see module. The file name I gave cent underscore test1. So with that, tool has generated automatically module name, and then you see here all these inputs. All these inputs. These inputs CLK, RST, and enable you see in the design file. This design file, counter design file, you see your input, your reset, and enable. All these inputs, they are declared here. They are declared here, but with a keyword reg here. You see the reg here. So why this reg is required? That we already have discussed. Those who are not familiar, kindly refer to that already pre-recorded video. Now coming to this wire, if you see this output, you see that it's been declared with a wire. You see this here, this out. This out is with a keyword output and with a keyword reg. Why reg is required? That already yesterday I discussed this one. Anything within the always, and it is a target side, that must be a variable type. So variable type, we have total 5 subtypes: reg, integer, time, real time, like that. So this belongs to that variable data type reg. We have to take reg in designs. So now we have taken here this complete one, if you observe, that is declared here as a wire. And the point to be noted here is the size is important. This size, vector size is important. This vector is here. Here you see this vector n minus 1. So n minus 1 here we did not substitute. Let us see what it has taken. It has taken 1 column 0. So meaning what? The moment it has generated template, so this 2 being substituted here, 2 minus 1 has become 1. So that 1 column 0, tool intelligently has taken this one. So this size is important, this size. Now coming to this one, you know, counter is this design file, we have the module name. So that module name we are instantiating here, this one. And this is you know, that instantiation name. And from here everything you know, this is a port association or port mapping or port binding. So we have to ensure that every port is properly binded. Here you have local variables. These are local to this cent underscore test1. You might have here not necessarily CLK. You can have anything here. You can have reset anything other than this shown here. You can have anything. And enable other than this shown, you can have anything. Here also you can have anything. But you have to ensure that is properly binded to design variables. In this design variable, you have this reset, clock, enable, out. To them, you have to bind your test bench variables. So that is what this binding is all about. And this also we have discussed. Those who are not aware, pre-recorded videos are there, kindly see. Now coming to this portion, entire portion, tool has given us this one initial, this clock as a 0, reset as a 0, enable as a 0. And this one is the tool has generated automatically wait, this is 100 nanosecond for global reset to finish. This I will discuss later on. This is advanced topic. Tool has taken, I will brief here, but I will not go into the details. The brief is this, that this tool, this FPGA. Satish, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this tool, this device you have taken, that is Spartan 3E and XC3S500E, FG320, and speed -5. Why this device is chosen, how it is chosen, everything last time we have demonstrated. Those who are not aware, kindly see the pre-recorded video. So this device, the moment you power on, it needs some settling time. It needs some settling time. So that settling time is this 100 nanosecond. Now you may say that where is the time here mentioned? NH is not mentioned. That is possibly some may have that doubt. How to, we are instructing tool with this. You see everyone there? Backward time scale 1 nanosecond flash 1 PS. So about this, the story is like this. let me go to this thing. So the story is about the time scale. You have this one uh, size 1 nanosecond slash 1 picosecond. If you see this one here, that is this 1 nanosecond slash 1 ps. Now you this one ps 1 into 10 to the power of nano means -9. Whereas pico means 1 into 10 to the power of -12. So if I take here this one, if I write this way, like 1 into 10 to the power of -9 into 10 to the power of -3. Now this portion I want to write like this: 0.001, and this portion I want to write like a nanosecond. So this is, now I put here for everyone 1 nanosecond slash 0.001 nanosecond. So from this, what I want to tell is, this is actually time unit, and this is a time precision. Time precision, this one. Time precision. Meaning what, after decimal point here, you see the point here, after decimal point, tool can consider 1, 2, 3 digits. For example, let us say this, I am going to have 5.9735 is a 1 delay that I am going to introduce. You know this hash and this number already in a half adder test bench we have seen. Another a delay I am introducing, hash 10 point something, like let us say whatever random values we are taking. So now this is 12 point some 73789. But the backward, this time scale is a compiler directive. What we call backward time scale is a compiler directive. First that comes is a time unit, this one, slash. The other that comes is a time precision. Telling the compiler that take the scale in nanoseconds. Take the scale in nanoseconds. That scale simulation results will pop up now in the window. There you take the scale in a nanoseconds, and the precision you maintain is after decimal point, the 1, 2, 3. That is known by this precision. Meaning here in this case, this one 973. The display in this scale, wherever that 5 is there, the precision maintained is that entire thing is not maintained. We are instructing tool to take after decimal point only 3 digits. So what the tool does is 5.9, that is 97. The other is 3. Just before it is a 5, so it rounds to 4. So 4. So likewise, in this case, the other case is 10. Somewhere here in the simulation, 10 point. This is 8. 8 means this is rounded to 8. This one, 3 only we have to take 118, like that. So the other one is this one, that is 12.73, and this one is 8. So like that, this precision is maintained. Is that clear to everyone about this? Let me summarize. Backward time scale is a compiler directive. The name itself is having directions, directive. To whom? Compiler. We are directing the compiler that take the simulation scale. Simulation, when you perform simulation, there you have several signals will come. So this scale you take in a nanosecond. The allowed scale is in the femtoseconds, nanoseconds, milliseconds, and seconds. So these are the allowed time units in the Verilog HDL language: femtoseconds, nanoseconds, milliseconds, and seconds. If you don't mention this, that depends upon the compiler. You will have to see the compiler manual at default time scale, what is that it is going to maintain. So most likely femtoseconds it will maintain this scale. But if we don't want this scale to be in femtoseconds, we have to tell the compiler, take this scale in a nanoseconds. So it means what now this is a 4 nanoseconds, and this is 118 nanoseconds. This is 12.738 nanoseconds, like that. So why it is not going to take all this, whatever the extra digits are there here? The precision we are constraining to take after decimal point only 3 digits. After decimal point only 3 digits. That's the reason why the extra this precision, though you have mentioned those delays, but compiler, since being instructed using this compiler directive backward time scale, that is not going to treat. It is going to treat only after this decimal point 3 digits. Hopefully this is clear. If you have any queries before wrap up session, we will take up questions. Now let us continue with that our discussion here, please. So hold on to your queries for last, before wrap up, 5 minutes we'll give for queries. At that time we'll pick up. So somebody, I think, unmuted, kindly mute. Some sort of noise is coming. Kindly check everyone. So somebody have to unmute. Okay. There's nobody. Somebody still check, please. Nitesh. Nitesh, can you mute, please? Nitesh. Are you there, Nitesh? Okay, thank you, Nitesh. So let us come back here. So that is what about this this why we are using backward time scale. Now you got to know why this everything, and this tool has initialized these inputs, and why this 100 nanoseconds is the global reset. I explained this briefly. Well, it's an advanced topic. While we are really going to configure this device, we have to deal with this. How to deal with this in advanced course I will cover. For now, what I am going to do is, I am going to teach everyone there who are not aware how to develop a test bench for this, counter. So before that, I said several times, you blindly don't develop test bench. You have to have your timing diagram first. So timing diagram means your clock is anyway that is coming like this. You have to decide what is the on time, what is the off time. That you have to decide. This is your clock signal that is coming in. So this is your CLK clock. Now if you look at the code here, that design file. So in design file we have when reset is 0, then only this out is set to 0. When reset is 0. When reset is 1, this actually working like a maybe up or maybe down, depending upon your enable. If enabled is high. So if enable is not enabled, I mean it is 0, then actually this outer what is there, outer else, this one coming. Here if you see, out is assigned to out, means previously during reset whatever the out is there, that you will see. That is the meaning. So it means what, in order to see this this behavior, counter behavior, we have to ensure that for a while this reset is 0. Thereafter you are removing the reset. That way you have to plan. So meaning what? Let us say I am planning here my reset 0, 0. From at this point onwards, meaning at this point onwards, at any time I can make reset high, no problem. No problem. And let this go, because we want to see that behavior. Anywhere if you want to see the behavior of the reset, whenever there is a clock edge, there you make this 0. Because this is, we have in the design synchronous reset and asynchronous reset. There are 2 types of designs. I don't know how many of you are familiar. We represent like this. If there is a black box, if synchronous reset is there, along with the clock we represent. This is your reset and this is your clock. If this way of representation, we say it's a synchronous. This reset is synchronous to the clock. There is another way of representation. We have the clock here, and we have the reset here. So this sort of representation is a asynchronous reset. If you have reset here, and your clock is here, this sort of representation is a asynchronous. If you see the design here, when there is a pause clock, then only you are considering the reset. If it would have been a asynchronous reset, you will change the code like this, or maybe pause edge. In this case, it's a neg edge, right? So neg edge, you put that RSTN. So if you put that this one, whenever there is a negative edge, irrespective of your clock, event will be triggered. This event, what is this doing? The job of this always. I said yesterday explanation. This et is a event control operator. Any event that is happening on clock or any event that is happening on reset, this entire block will be triggered. Any event means this one, maybe positive edge taking place, maybe negative edge taking place. Let us say we have reset signal, something like that. So this is an event happening here. Somewhere here again it is going down. Let us say this is event happening here. Which event? It's a negative edge event. This is positive edge event. If on clock positive edge is happening, this block is triggered. This entire code is treated by the compiler for consideration. And when this is triggered, this event is triggered, that is a neg edge. Then irrespective of your clock edge, maybe positive may not be happening. Irrespective of the clock edge, since this event has occurred and you have put in your sensitive list, this is called sensitivity list. Remember, yesterday I did not mention, this area is called sensitivity list. So here, since you have mentioned in the sensitivity list here, this one, irrespective of your clock edge took place or not, since this had already took place, reset, this neg edge, this entire block will be considered by the compiler for execution. So this is called asynchronous reset. Since in our code we don't have this one here, this neg edge is not there. So meaning what? With respect to pause edge clock only, this block is triggered. So it means what? It is this one, this portion. That is synchronous reset. We call it as a synchronous reset. So that's why you have to ensure where the clock is going high, there only you make this one 0 to see the effect of this reset signal in your timing diagram development. And what more are there here in your code here? When neg edge reset, reset is 0. So this is happening. If reset is not 0, then this is happening depending upon your enable. So enable should be high. If enable is not high, then whatever the previous value is, that will be there. So let us go to your this one here. So enable, if high, meaning at this point, this correct time at this point. Before this, I am keeping enable 0. At this point, I am making my enable high. Now I'm going just enable. I'm keeping high only because I have to see that behavior, maybe up or maybe down. So this behavior. So this is what my enable. All right. Now coming to the other one, this down. So we don't really need to mention because we are setting down to 0. So if that is, if you are setting it to 1, you know that is going to act like a, if 1, then it is going to like a down counter. If that is 0, then it is going to like a up counter. There is no control here. We don't need to develop here in the this timing diagram. So it's not a port here. Down is not a port. So only this behavior needs to be built. And coming to this enable, if you remove enable, any point means again this needs to be we have to make it high somewhere. Let us say this enable reset we are making high here, and this enable here when this pause edge has come at this point. This reset sorry, enable, I'm making it 0 here. Previously, whatever is there, meaning at this positive edge, negate has come this reset. Obviously, counter value. Now, let us draw the expected here. You will understand expected. If this is the case, what is expected? So that expected is our out. Out. So we know when clock is high and reset is 0, what is that we are expecting our out? Out is 0. So if previously whatever that out is, we don't know, but at this point it is 0. Next, when this edge is coming, let me take another color. When this edge, this positive edge has come, and your reset is high, and your enable is high, so count depending upon your this down. So what is the down in our case? It is down is 0. So down is 0 means it should be up count here. All right. So what is that going to happen here? Since it is 0, now it will become at this point 1. So I'll put here this way 1. I'm putting 1. Now at this next edge, next positive edge, till that it is 1. Again here my reset is 1 here, and my enable is still 1. So count needs to be updated again. So that is 2, like that. So now here at this edge, till that edge it will come. Next is 3. Here, this one. Here it is 3. Now at this edge, you are making reset 0, irrespective of your this enable. Irrespective of your enable, since reset has become 0. So what happens here is this out will become 0. This out will become 0. That's what the behavior you see the design. Now, when this next positive edge comes and reset is high, you have removed the reset, and but enable you have made it 0. So whatever the previous value is, that will continue. Meaning this 0 still will continue. Previously it's a 0 at this point. So that 0 will still continue. So this is what we are expecting. For this, remember, this is for this timing diagram. You may have separate timing diagram. I am warning this, guys. This is for this timing diagram. So now from this timing diagram, what I am going to do is, I am going to put here, this is 0, this is 5. And this one is another 5. Meaning gap is 5 here, meaning it is 10. And gap is 5 here, meaning it is 15. For every 5, it is on off. For every 5, it is on off. So my reset is coming here at 5 is it is high, it is becoming high, my reset. And here this is for every 5 means this is 25, this is 30, and this is 35, and this is 40, and this is 45. At 45, this one is going low. This is 50, and this is 55. So where I am making it 5 here, somewhere in between here I am making high here. Somewhere I am making it high. So what is this point here? Somewhere it may be a 52 or something, whatever you can assume. And likewise, so this how it is going to help me now in developing the test bench, you see. So let us go to this development of the test. So I just remove this one, everything here, this portion, this portion. And this I am going to retain clock. If you see my test bench here, initially it is 0, and even this one is 0, this one is 0. All are 0 initially. So if you see the test bench, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, no problem. So after that, what is happening here? After that, what is happening? At 5, if you see this one, reset, I am making reset high. So let me go to this one, hash Why? What is going there? Reset n is going high 1, and then come to your timing diagram. That's how you have to develop everybody there. Those who are not aware how to develop randomly, don't develop the test bench. So now if you go here, this already we worked out here. So 45, one more time, let us cross check. This is 5 means 10, 15, 20, this is 25, this is 30, this is 35, this is 40, 45. Yes, we are correct at 45. So hopefully we are correct. So 45 means cumulatively it will be added up. I said in the last session. So already we have the 5 delay. We are adding another 40. So it means 45. So reset n. So what I am making reset n, where is that? You see this is 0. So I have to set it to 0. Now I come to again this my develop this one. So now here somewhere here at 52, meaning what already I have the 45 reached here. So some 7 I think I have to add. In that case, it's a 52. So reset n. Then it is 1. I'm making 1 from my timing diagram. This is from there on. It is 1. I'm not bothering about that. So because I covered all behavior, that's why I'm not bothering. Here, can I change? Yes, you can change. But already since the required I covered here behavior, I'm not bothering about. So now coming to the enable. Enable, if you see here somewhere 15. If you see this one here, somewhere 15, we made it high here. So let us go to 15 straight 0. This is 5, 10, 15. Yes. So 15. What we done here? I'm just what I'm going to do here is this portion, guys. Here, everybody there, be observe carefully. If I include for enable here, I mess up here because this is cumulatively added up. So what I'm going to do is this begin and end. I just left for reset alone. Now what I'm going to do here is one more initial I'm going to write. One more initial. Initial is a procedural construct. And then I'm going to put a begin. And then in that begin, I'm going to take this one, this enable. This enable is at 15, right? At 15. Straight I put here hash 15. What is that? Enable equal to 1. And semicolon. That statement is completed. Now, if you see this, observe carefully. Somewhere here 55, we made this enable 0. So at 55 means already I have what is that? 15. How much? 40, I guess. 55 means 40. Enable is made 0 here. There. So that's all. So I have done my what we call enable also now. The only thing left is clock. So for that, what I do is I use always. Always is like a while loop. As long while is true, that is keep executing. So hash 5 for every 5. This is toggled here, toggling here. CLK negation. That negation is the operator CLK. So I'm negating the clock for every this 5. So I have done my all this, clock, reset, enable, everything I developed in my test bench here. So anything left means there is nothing left now. So I can straight run this code and I can see my waveform. But if I want it to be printed here, what I have to do is I have to use this initial and $monitor. Dollar monitor is long ago we discussed it in previous sessions. I don't know how many of you are remembering. Is a system. We have discussed system task and system function. So what is this system task? It is, and $time we are using here. What is this system function? The difference between system task and system function is system function will return. So in this case, this $time will return simulation time. The $monitor is the system function. The activities it is going to display here. So those activities in a double quotes. I am going to see this all this I want to see CLK, reset, enable, out. So that what I'm going to do, CLK equal to, this is a format specifier. Percentage B is a format specifier. So in which format I want to print them out? So I want to print them out in a binary. So that's why that is used. And then percentage B, and then what is there? Enable equal to percentage B, and what more left? Out. So our out is percentage B. So we have done all this here. Now, accordingly, this variable here, CLK, this is important. Inside you can put here anything, but in which order that you want to display them, these identifiers dictate that. So that is CLK, comma, reset n, comma, enable, comma, and your out. So you have done now, you are ready to go now. So what it does is, this dollar monitor, here it will display. So let us put here this one. So now I'm just saving this one. So let us save this one. Save this one. Now I have to go to the simulation tab here. This radio button, you see, simulation, and this one, if you expand this one, C and T, everybody, I think, can you people see there? Satish, can you see?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You see that CNT underscore test one, that you have to select. If you are expanding this one, you see the counter. And if you select the counter and you go here in the processes window and you simulate, you will end up having X and Z in your waveform window. Somebody asked in the WhatsApp group, that guy ended up having output in like X and Z. So possibly that guy might have selected this one. So that guy should have selected this test bench, then run this one, then without any issues that we will get that output. If everything is correct here, this code is correct. So let us select this one. I am just for a while I am disabling my antivirus Avast here. For a 10 minutes I'm just disabling because it is becoming a hindrance here to run this one. So now this simulate behavioral model, I click it, having selected CNT underscore test. So now these are the results that are going to come. In a waveform window, you can see, and here in the console window also you see. So this is a waveform window. Here you select and zoom to full view. If you select zoom to full view, you have got something here. I don't know whether it's correct or not. So we have got several things here. So all are zeros here. Very unfortunately, somewhere we messed it up. That's why we are ending up with all zeros. And here, if you see this one here, the point here I'm making, I was with that, monitor, dollar monitor. So this is you see 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. These are the simulation time at different time interval. And what is your clock? What is your reset? What is your enable? What is your out? So likewise, this got printed on this console here. This print of console happened just because of that this one, which one? This dollar monitor. If you don't use this initial dollar monitor you cannot use standalone. It should come with the under procedural construct, that is initial. So without initial, if you use this dollar monitor, then you will have errors. So the usage of this has caused this display. And without this also you can run the simulation, no problem. Only thing is you will not see them here in the display. You have to see only in the waveform window. So let us fix this problem. So very quickly we'll trace where the mistake is, because it's all the time here. If you see, let us analyze. Analysis is another issue that we have to learn. This is a big responsibility. So if you see your clock here, you see the clock here 1. Your reset is 0. So when clock is high and your reset is 0, your output is 0. That's how you actually wrote the code here. You see the code. When clock is high, when reset is 0, your out is 0. So that is met here. That is met. Now what we are doing is we are moving to here, this one, next clock edge. You see the next clock edge where your reset is high and you made enable 0. That's the mistake. Enable is throughout here 0, guys. Everybody is noticing. Are you people notice it, this one?
Yes, sir.
Suresh, 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 can you unmute and speak?
Yes, yes, Jacob. I'm
Okay,
observing.
okay, yeah, yeah. So the mistake here is if you analyze this waveform and if you see carefully here in this what we call this console, your enable you see throughout enable 0. It's a throughout 0. So what is your code is dictating? If your enable is 0, then this portion will not be executed at all. It will not be treated by the compiler at all. So where is that going if enable is not true? Meaning if enable is 0, where it is going? It is going to here, out. Whatever the previous out was, the same out is given to the current out also. So what was the previous out? Previous out was 0. So that's the reason why we are getting out as a 0. So that's the reason why your counter throughout it is having 0. So guys, the point here, very important point, this discussion, people without analyzing this, where we made a mistake, they immediately go panic. Arey, I did not get. So first of all, you have patience, analyze your waveform, accordingly you gave or not, you analyze according to the code is there or not, go back to your code design and ensure that everything is according to your design. Design means this one I'm talking about, this where this description is. That is design. This is test file. So you will understand if you analyze without going panic your test this waveform. So now because we analyzed with bit patience, we understood that throughout after though our what we said this reset is we removed reset, that is high. High meaning our hardware is working. I mean, it will set to 0 only when reset is 0. The moment when we remove the reset, it should work. So we removed, meaning our reset is high. It should work. But why it is not working? Reason is this enable is 0 throughout. So this is what the analysis part. So that is equally important. Now let us go to close this icing and go here where this one. Go to first this one where this one where we made a mistake. Enable we supposed to fix here 1 where at 15. So what we have done at 15, let us check in the test bench. We actually drawn the correct timing diagram. See, in the timing diagram at 15, it is high. But still, possibly we made a mistake in the test bench. So go to the test bench where enable is. This is our enable. At 15, it should go high. Before that, it is 0. Before that, it is 0. And at 15, it should go high actually. At 15, it should go high. What is that? 15, we made a, let us go to the, again, this. At 15, it should go, enable should go high. So it should go at 15, this initial block, enable high. Then at 50, it should go, at 50, it should go low, your enable. That is enable. So it should go high means we have put correctly this one. Anybody able to locate where the mistake is? Because what is happening at this point, we did not mention any time, meaning at 0 simulation time, our this one is I got the point, I guess. So what is that? The problem is you just remove the enable this one here, enable here. You get this enable here. This enable where here. that is 0. Okay, what I did, I just kept here. I will tell if this runs, I will tell why I did this one. Let me go here. This is, I just commented this one and I included in this block where I have separately kept the enable signals. So let me save this one. Let me run this one again. Okay. So now also the problem is same, I guess. The problem is your reset, your enable at 5.
Just actually what happened here after 40 nanoseconds, so still our enable is 0 only. So if you make it 1, then it will come, I think so.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look. I'm just trying to locate from the waveform. So in the waveform, guys, if you see at 15 nanoseconds, your what is this? At 15 nanoseconds, your enable is high, no issues with that, and your reset is high, no issues with that. Your clock is also available. Your clock is also available. That is a positive edge clock. So guys, now the problem here, if you see carefully, everything is fine. Earlier, okay, we made a mistake in the analysis. I mean, we made a mistake in the test bench, and we thought this is not happening here, and we gone there and we changed. Now, if you observe carefully, if you analyze, observe carefully means the terminology is if you perform the analysis. So it is correct at 15 as expected. Enable is going high if you see this value, and reset if you see this is also going high, and you see the reset is also sorry, this clock edge is also high, but still your output is 0. That is something serious. So let us close this. Let us close this. Let us go back to our this one, this portion. We made everything correct here. I am just going to my test bench. This I took, I commented here. I took out here. This is my counter. 1 nanosecond, clock, reset, enable. This is my count, and I tied here everything. I binded properly with the counter, and this I removed. This is a clock here. Clock initially it's at 0 nanoseconds. It is. I just extract here. Actually, it is not required here. This clock adjustment. This is your hash file clock you are setting here. Let me check the code again. This one is a posit, and this is happening if enable is 1, and if enable is 1, this is not, neither happening this one nor happening this one. That's the problem here. Are you getting the point there? Are you guys getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if enable is high, either it should perform this one or either it should perform this one. But neither one is happening. It output is thrown. Output is thrown here. If you see this one here, let me output. Let me show. Array, this 10 minutes over. I think this has come. That my antivirus. So let me close one more time. Let me disable this one again for another 10 minutes. Let me run this one again. Out is going. Okay. So this is our full view, and from here, you see your clock here. Clock is from beginning. It's the clock coming. Okay, fine. That is. So when your out is your reset, enable is this portion enable. It has become 0 throughout again. You notice this? Everywhere it has become 0 in spite of setting in the test bench. The test bench is the test bench here. this test bench. We have set this enable 0 at the 0 simulation time, and at 15 we are setting it to 1 at 15. And but at 15, if you notice here, this one, 15 I have to go at 15. Where is the 15? Here somewhere. Yes. At 15. This one 15. So at 15 here, if you notice our out here, out is x. Out is x, not defined. Not defined means it hasn't entered into this block at all. Which block? Where is the design? This one. This hasn't entered into this region. Why? Because the default value of reg is, what is the default value of the reg? We discussed in earlier session. It was x. So, and the simulation is giving us x. So it means what? This hasn't happened yet in the simulation. So that is the problem. So guys, first of all, okay, I will resolve this one, but get the things you have to analyze. Are you getting the things what I am trying here to put forth before you people? Are you getting the are you getting the are you getting
Yes,
the
sir.
point?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, that's
But
it.
my sir,
No, no, no,
I
no,
have
no,
one
no, no,
doubt.
no, 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 no. Doubts later on. First, let me go with the flow.
Okay, okay,
Uh,
okay.
so how to analyze? This is you shouldn't be going. Earlier we did something, that mistake was this enable was the problem. So the moment we thought we are able to set the enable right when 15 is coming, at that time enable was not set earlier. It was 0. So later on we fixed the enable, but still this is coming like the x. So this observation, this is analysis, this is important. We fix, problem is fixing, not an issue once we get the things right. Things yeah, getting things right, that is important. So why this x is happening? X is happening because in your declaration of this code, this reg, this out, since you have declared again, this out is there, and also you have declared with the reg. So the default value of this out will become whatever the value that the compiler dictates for the reg. So the reg will have default value x. So meaning what? This portion not entered. That's why this is showing there in the simulation 0. So then what is that we have to do in order to resolve this issue? So in order to resolve this issue, we have to do some extra additional things. What additional things we have to do? Let us go back to the code again very quickly. This is everything is set all right. Don't override this counter, that's okay. Now I'm just taking this one here out. This one initial, begin, and then end. End. So in this, I'm just putting my clock 0, clock value 0, and then this is I'm removing here. Now this initial entire block has become for reset. Our reset is initially 0, and then at 5 we are making it 1, and then at somewhere 45 we are making it as 0, and somewhere 45 plus this 7, it's a 52, we are making it as a 1. So that is what entire thing happening here. So our initial begin is actually not required because the multiple statements are not here. So only the clock is 0. Then you come here, this initial, this is enable, for enable alone. Enable 0, at 15 we are making high, and then at 45 we are making this enable as a 0. Now this is always working with respect to this one here. This is already set to 0. For every 5, alternate 5 is going this toggling. So let us again go and see. Oh, again this 10 minutes over, I guess. These advanced can come again. I'm just closing this. Relation minus. For 1 hour, I will disable this one. Okay. Let me go and check. Okay. Now whether we are able to resolve this one? It seems no. We did not resolve the problem. This is still. This, if you see, this is still at 1. Clock is 1. Your reset is 1. Initially, reset is 1. Clock is 1. Reset is 1. Reset is 1 and your enable is 0. So at that time, reset is 1. Reset supposed to be 0 at this instant at 5. At 5 it's supposed to be 0. That is the mistake I did here. It should be earlier 1. The vice versa here, guys. That is the problem now. I noticed. This one is I got this this time. Hopefully you'll get. Oh, very good. So this one is initially it should be what? 1. Yes. That's the mistake. That's the mistake, guys. I don't know how many of you have noticed that, but definitely this time, definitely 10% it will come. I don't know how many of you have noticed that. Oh my God. Yeah, I got it. Did you see the effect here? 0, 1. Are you seeing the guys there?
Yes, sir.
Suresh, did you get this one?
Yeah,
Suresh,
I
did
got it.
So what the mistake? Can anyone able to speak out now clearly? The mistake I will tell. No, I will tell. The mistake was this reset. Earlier it was 0 and it was 1. Actually, it is a negative way. The other way around it is working. The other way around means this one. This reset. It should have been here 1, and then it should have been here 0, not 1. Because the code, you see the code. Where is the code? The code. When this is 0, then only it happens. In this code, the entire this block. Let me cover with some color. This portion I made a blunder mistake. This one is a blunder mistake. It should not be high here. It should be 0 at this point. Because the code logic is written in so that when it is 0, then it should happen, not at 1. Are you getting the guys there? Everybody got the point?
Because that is a reset is a negation, correct, right, sir?
Negation. Everybody get there? Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's the today's good learning is how important this timing diagram. This is the lesson that we learned today. We developed a bloody blunder wrong timing diagram. This timing diagram has caused some 20 minutes wastage. We couldn't able to trace where we did the mistake. 20 minutes solid we wasted with this. It should have been first 1. This is 1, not 0. And then from this portion onwards, it would have gone entire 0. And at this portion, it would have come 1. And then at this portion, it would have gone 0. So the mistake is with the reset. And that's the reason why this, if you see, soon after this one here, the moment when we have this clock 1 and reset 0, you see the happy output 0, 0 has come. Otherwise, it was earlier running like X only. This X, you see, let me zoom this portion if I can. This X was continued even here. I thought this is why it is not entering into that, this portion, why it is not entering. Then surprisingly, I noticed that this one, I was having here 1. I was having 1 here. I was having 0 here. What is happening when 5 reached? Negation of 1 happening. Negation of 1 happening in the code means, where is that? Negation of 1. meaning it is 0. 0 means false. False means it will not enter this portion at all. Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the point here, guys. We actually exceeded the time. I am quite sorry about that, but a good lesson that we learned is, let me conclude with these remarks. This timing diagram, how important, that is one thing that we learned today. We made a mistake in the timing diagram, and with that mistake, we continued development of the test bench. So those guys who are going panic, worrying why I am not getting, ensure that your timing diagram is correct first of all. That is the first prime important thing that we learned. The second thing is analysis. Without analyzing, without tracing why it is not behaving like that, simply array not getting output, such a panic again is not required. Have some patience, analyze why it is not happening, everything you do it, and then you will identify where the mistake is. That is the second lesson that we have learned.